Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 11th November 2024. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Initially, I'm going to generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones. During this process, I will also identify daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. You will also get stocks closed inside monthly, weekly and daily demand zones, and also some of the high probability zones filtered based on EMA Confluence. Later on we will identify bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades, and finally we will generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. Okay, first let's start with finding the stocks near demand and supply zones. Starting from half yearly time frame, let's find the stocks near half yearly demand zone. One stock is filtered. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. I request you pause the video, study the report. After that you can proceed further. If you don't know how to study this report, I request you complete our training lesson 21.1. In that video I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next for half yearly time frame, let's find the stocks near half yearly supply zone. No stocks are available. Next time frame is quarterly. Let's find the stocks near quarterly demand zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Next quarterly time frame, let's find the stocks near quarterly supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is monthly. Let's find the stocks near monthly demand zone. 8 stocks are filtered. Next monthly time frame, let's find the stocks near monthly supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, for monthly time frame, let's find the stocks where price closed inside monthly demand zone. These demand zones, monthly demand zones, should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at monthly time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Now let me filter. We got 20 stocks where currently price closed inside the monthly demand zone. All these are all inside monthly demand zones. Some of the stocks you are seeing high liquidity demand zones. Okay, now let's check how many of these zones are having monthly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence, monthly time frame, checking monthly demand zone with monthly EMA Confluence. And the trend should not be, monthly trend should not be sideways. So that's why I'm selecting up or down. Let me filter. We got 10 stocks. All these 10 stocks are having EMA Confluence. Okay, next for monthly time frame, let's find the stocks where price closed inside monthly supply zone. And these supply zones, monthly supply zones, should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at monthly time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. We got 3 stocks. Let's check if NP is having EMA Confluence. the supply zone with EMA Confluence. In the EMA Confluence monthly time frame, monthly supply zone with monthly EMA Confluence. We got Naveen Florent, but its trend is sideways. Sideways EMA Confluence does not give any extra advantage. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Let's find the stocks near weekly demand zone. We got 18 stocks. These are the first 17 stocks. I am scrolling down. So total 18 stocks are filtered near to the weekly demand zone. Okay, next for weekly time frame, let's find the stocks near to the weekly supply zone. 5 stocks are filtered. Next, weekly time frame, let us find where price closed inside weekly demand zone. And these weekly demand zones should not be pierced. Weekly time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So currently price closed in all these weekly supply zones. These are the first 15 in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 31 stocks are filtered. Currently price closed in these weekly supply zones. And high probability setup zones let's find based on EMA Confluence. If any of these weekly supply zones are having weekly EMA Confluence. So weekly time frame, weekly supply zone with weekly EMA Confluence. But trend should not be sideways. So in the trend, zone violation trend, weekly time frame, I am setting the trend as up or down. So only 6 stocks are having EMA Confluence with the trend either up or down. Downtrend you can use bearish trade setups, uptrend you can use counter trend trade setups. See how we are filtering the stocks, that is very important. I think some mistake were done. Entry zone is demand zone. But we are looking for supply zone EMA Confluence. So which is wrong. We have to use demand zone with weekly EMA Confluence. We got 15 stocks. Uptrend, few stocks are having downtrend. Because EMA Confluence with demand zones, we have to look. Because currently price closed inside weekly demand zone. Because entry time frame is weekly. Okay, next for weekly time frame, let's find the stocks where price closed inside weekly supply zone. So entry zone should be supply zone. These weekly supply zones should not be pierced. So in the pierced count weekly time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Now let me filter the stocks. So total 17 stocks are filtered. These are the first 15 stocks. Scrolling the list down. So currently price closed in these 17 weekly supply zones. Let's identify high probability supply zones from this list based on weekly EMA Confluence. So in the EMA Confluence, a weekly time frame, weekly supply zones with weekly EMA Confluence. These are the high probability setups, but trend should not be sideways. So in the trend at weekly time frame, selecting up or down trend, but not sideways. Now these 5 stocks are filtered, and all these 5 supply zones are counter trend trade setup only you have to use. You can't use bearish trade setup because no stocks are bearish. Okay, next time frame is daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near to the daily demand zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity daily demand zones, if any, available. Humans is pierced, so it's not a valid zone. So we don't have any daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Next, for daily time frame, let's find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Let's identify any high liquidity daily supply zones. Naukri is having a high liquidity supply zone. Next, NMDC is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. So we have identified 2 daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay. Next, for daily time frame, let's find the stocks where price closed inside daily demand zones. Should be daily demand zone, should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means daily demand zone should not be pierced. These are the first 16 stocks. I am scrolling the list down. So up to 31 stocks, still some more stocks are there. Again I am scrolling the list down. So total 35 stocks are filtered where price closed inside daily demand zone. And these daily demand zones are not pierced. There are some high liquidity daily demand zones are also available. You have to look into the signal type. Okay, now let me look into the high probability setups from this. That means high probability supported stocks based on EMA Confluence. How many of these demand zones are having daily EMA Confluence? So in the EMA Confluence, daily time frame, daily demand zone with daily EMA Confluence. But the EMA Confluence should not be in sideways trade setup. So that's why in the zone violation trend at daily time frame, I am not selecting sideways, either down or up trends. We got only 8 stocks. All these uptrend you can plan for bullish trade setups, so downtrend you can plan for counter trend trade setups. That way this list is helpful to you. Okay, next for daily time frame, let's find the stocks where price closed inside daily supply zone. So entry zone should be supply zone, and this daily supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at a daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0 and maximum value 0. We got 12 stocks. That means currently price closed in these 12 daily supply zones. Are there any high probability setup daily zones we need to identify? For that, let's look for EMA Confluence, daily supply zones with EMA Confluence. Daily time frame, daily supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. So in the trend, zone violation trend, daily time frame, it should be either up or down, not sideways. Sideways trend, EMA Confluence does not give any extra advantage. So with this EMA Confluence, down or uptrend, we got 5 stocks. Downtrend, you can plan bearish trade setups. Uptrend, counter trend trade setups. Okay, next time frame is 125 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Next 125 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. 7 stocks are filtered. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones, if any. We don't have any high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones from this list. Even daily demand zones also we don't have. So no long high liquidity trades for tomorrow. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks where price closed inside 75 minutes supply zone. Not inside, sorry, near any 75 minutes supply zone. So 7 stocks are filtered. Let's identify high liquidity supply zones, if any. Coromandel is having a high liquidity supply zone. Metropolis is having high liquidity supply zone, 75 minutes time frame. PNB is pierced, so it is not valid. So that's it. We have only 2 high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay. Next time frame is 25 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 9 stocks are filtered. Next, for 25 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. No stocks are available. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Let's identify any of these demands, how many of these demand zones are having ITF demand zone confluence. That is a 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. Enable the filter. With this filter, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, 15 minutes demand zone, entry zone is part of the 75 minutes demand zone. That is what zone conflict. Next, for 15 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. 2 stocks are filtered. Let's verify any of these stocks are having ITF confluence, supply zone confluence. That is 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. So with this filter, we got both the stocks. That means both the stocks are having the 15 minute supply zone part of the 75 minute supply zone. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Let's find the stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. 6 stocks are filtered. Let's verify how many of these stocks are having ITF confluence. That is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. So I enable the filter. All 5 stocks are having ITF confluence. That means 5 minute zone is part of the 15 minutes demand zone. Next, for 5 minutes time frame, let's find the stocks where price near to the 5 minute supply zone. Eight stocks are filtered. Let's verify how many of these stocks are having ITF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minute supply zone with the 15 minute supply zone confluence. So I enable the filter. Two stocks are filtered. Both the supply zones are part of the 15 minute supply zone. So with this we have completed stocks near demand and supply zones, also identified daily 75 minutes high liquidity zones. Next set of reports are about NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Let's start with NIFTY. Starting from monthly time frame, I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So always look into the zone column. This is the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find any pierced zones. Look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. Apply these rules for the remaining reports, and also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one time frame to another time frame, because I am giving you only few seconds time. Okay, next time frame is weekly, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next time frame, daily, so daily supply demand zone chain. Next time frame is 125 minutes. So 125 minutes supply demand zone chain. Next time frame is 75 minutes. So this is 75 minutes supply demand zone chain. Next time frame is 25 minutes. 25 minutes supply demand zone chain. Next time frame is 15 minutes. 15 minutes supply demand zone chain. Next time frame is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next we will generate BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. So changing the name to NIFTY Bank, that is nothing but BANKNIFTY. Let's start with monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next weekly time frame, weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next time frame is a daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 125 minutes. 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 75 minutes, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 25 minutes, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next time frame is 15 minutes. 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. And the last time frame is 5 minutes, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. First, let's start with bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, demand zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup, entry time frame daily, I am selecting bullish. The daily demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means zone is not pierced. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. All three filters are applied to daily demand zone. We got 13 stocks. These 13 stocks are bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Among these 13, there could be some high probability setup stocks might be available. To filter them, first we will use the filter LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. That means daily zone is part of weekly demand zone. 8 stocks are filtered. In all these 8 stocks, the daily zone is part of the weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up in all the stocks. If any of these stocks are having weekly demand zones with weekly EMA Confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. EMA Confluence at weekly time frame, because daily zone is part of weekly zone. So weekly demand zone with weekly EMA Confluence. With this filter, we got 5 stocks. Okay, next let us filter based on LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence. I have to remove EMA filter. With all the 3 demand zone confluence, 3 filters we should set. One is already enabled, daily with weekly. Next, daily demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. Weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence with all the 3 filters. LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. We got 2 stocks. In both these stocks, the daily zone is part of the weekly zone. Both together again part of the monthly zone. And monthly trend is up in both the stocks. If any of these stocks are having monthly EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setups. Let's verify. The EMA confluence and monthly time frame. Monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence. We got both the stocks. Both are high probability setups. That's why it is already tested 3 times. Nestle. Today in HLQ analysis we discussed about it. Okay. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at daily, I am selecting bearish. The daily supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count daily time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. All three filters are applied to daily supply zone. We got 3 stocks. In these 3, how many high probability setup stocks are available? Let's verify. Based on ITF, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is a daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. Let's filter. Out of 3, we got 2 stocks. These 2 are high probability setups. Among these 2, any of these stocks are having weekly EMA confluence because daily is part of weekly trend is down. If any of these stocks are having weekly EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, because daily daily supply zone is part of the weekly supply zone. So if this weekly supply zone is having weekly EMA confluence, that is even more high probability setup. So we got 1 stock. So this supply zone is even more high probability setup. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In daily, weekly supply zone, weekly and a monthly supply zone confluence, I am setting 3 filters. 1 filter is already enabled, that is daily with weekly. Next, daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. Weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. All the filters are enabled. With this, we did not get any stocks. So that means no stocks are currently supporting LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. Okay, next let us look for bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. That is entry time frame is 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting bullish. The 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means zone is not pierced. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum order enhancer score 12. All 3 filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. They are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. So now 12 stocks are filtered. All these 12 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Out of these 12, there could be some high probability setup stocks might be available. We can filter based on LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. With this filter, we got 11 stocks. In all these 11 stocks, the 75 minutes entry zones are part of the daily zones, and daily trend is uptrend. If any of these stocks are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, at daily time frame, daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence, we got 6 stocks. So these 6 stocks are high probability setup stocks, even more high probability. Because 75 minute zones are part of the daily zone, and the daily zones are having daily EMA confluence. Next, let us look for LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. I am removing EMA filter. LTF, ITF, HTF means 75 minutes daily and weekly demand zone confluence. Already 1 filter is enabled, 75 minutes with daily. Next 75 minutes demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. Daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. With all the three filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, confluence, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, 75 minutes entry zone is part of the daily zone. Both together again part of the weekly zone. And the weekly trend is up in all these stocks except first and second. If these uptrend stocks are having a weekly EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, weekly time frame, weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. We got 5 stocks. In that first stock is sideways, you can ignore. Remaining 4 stocks are even more high probability setup. First stock EMA confluence we can ignore, not the stock. Because EMA does not give any extra advantage in the first stock because the HTF trend is sideways. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. The 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd and enhanced score is 12. All 3 filters are applied to 75 minute supply zone. Let's verify. We got 9 stocks. All these 9 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes and zones are supply zones. In these 9 75 minute supply zones, there could be high probability supply zones are available. Let's find them. First filter is based on LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. So 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence is enabled. With this filter, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, 75 minute supply zones are part of the daily supply zone. And daily trend is down. If any of these 2 stocks are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence, a daily time frame, daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence filter is enabled. We got 1 stock. So it's a high probability setup. Okay, next let us look for LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence. Remove the EMA filter. LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. Something is wrong. I think previously I made a mistake. I enabled 15 minutes with 75. So let me repeat again. ITF conf first without any. I am repeating once again for bearish trade setup. For a weekly income trade, entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup, I am selecting at 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. And the 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhanced score 12. All 3 filters are applied to 75 minute supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Previously also we got 9 stocks. All these 9 are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And among these 9, we need to look for LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes with daily supply zone confluence, but earlier I said 15 minutes with 75. That is a mistake. So we have to correct that mistake now. In the supply zone confluence, earlier I made this mistake by selecting, but actually we need to select 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone, because entry time frame is 75 minutes. So 75 with daily, this is LTF and ITF. So with this filter, now we got 4 stocks. Earlier we got only 2. And earlier PEL is there, that is not there in this list. So earlier I made a mistake. So in all these 4, the 75 minutes, these supply zones are part of the daily supply zone. And daily trend is down. If any of these stocks are having daily EMA confluence, they are high probability setups. So in the EMA confluence, at a daily time frame. Why daily? Because 75 minutes entry zone is part of the daily supply zone. That is what zone confluence. So that's why, because 75 minutes supply zone is part of the daily supply zone, we are looking for daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Because 75 minutes supply zone is there in the daily zone. Now we got 3 stocks. In all these 3 stocks, the daily zones are having daily EMA confluence, and entry time frame 75 minute zone is part of the daily zone. Okay, next, these are all even more high probability setup stocks. Next we need to look for LTF, ITF, HTF zone confluence. I have to remove this EMA filter. Now we need to look for 75 minutes daily and weekly supply zone confluence. Already one filter is enabled, that is 75 minutes with daily supply zone confluence. Second filter, 75 minute supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. And third filter, daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. All the 3 filters are enabled. With these 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got 2 stocks. In both the stocks, 75 minute supply zone is part of daily supply zone. Both together again part of the weekly supply zone. Weekly trend is sideways, so I am not looking for weekly EMA confluence. So this is about bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, about daily income trade. For daily income trade, entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone for bullish trade setup. In bullish trade setup, at 15 minutes entry time frame, I am selecting bullish. And this 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. And zone achievement, violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. All the 3 filters are applied to 15 minutes demand zone. Let's filter. We got only 2 stocks. Currently, these 2 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade, entry time frame 15 minutes. Now let's verify out of these 2 how many are having high probability setups. That is ITF confluence. 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter. And we got both the stocks. That means both these stocks, the 15 minutes entry time frame zone is part of the 75 minutes zone. And 75 minutes trend is up. If any of these stocks are having ITF confluence, EMA confluence, let's verify. So in the EMA confluence, 75 minutes time frame, because 15 minute zone is part of 75. The 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We did not get any stocks, no EMA confluence. But we can look for LTF, ITF, HTF confluence. Already one filter is enabled, 15 minutes with 75 minutes confluence. Next filter, 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. Enable the filter. And 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence filter also enabled. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF confluence, we got 1 stock. Dixon. In this stock 15 minutes entry, this is a 15 minutes demand zone. This 15 minutes demand zone is part of the 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again part of the daily demand zone. Because HTF trend is a daily uptrend. If this stock is having daily EMA Confluence, it is even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence, daily time frame, daily demand zone with daily EMA Confluence. We did not get any EMA Confluence. Fine. Next, let us look for bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes. I am selecting bearish. The 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12. All three filters are applied to 15 minute supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Currently these 10 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry zone is 15 minute supply zone. In all these 10-15 minute supply zones, there could be few high probability setup supply zones might be available. We need to find them. So first verification is based on LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minute supply zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. With this filter, we got 9 stocks. In all these 9 stocks, the 15 minutes entry zone supply zones are part of the 75 minute supply zones. And 75 minutes trend is down in all these 9 stocks. If any of these 75 minute zones are having daily EMA confluence, they are even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame. Why 75 minutes? Because the entry time frame 15 minute supply zone is part of the 75 minute zone. That's why the 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Let's verify. We got 2 stocks. These two supply zones are high probability setups. Okay, now let's verify LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. I am removing this EMA filter. LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, that is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily supply zone. So first filter is already enabled. Next filter 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. So next 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence with all the 3 filters. LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, we got only 1 stock. So in this stock, the 75 minutes entry supply zone is part of the 75 minute supply zone. Both together again part of the daily supply zone. If this daily supply zone trend is down, if this daily supply zone is having daily EMA confluence, it could be even more high probability setup. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at daily time frame, daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Oh, this is filtered. Excellent. So this is even more high probability setup. Because the 15 minutes entry zone, this is 15 minute supply zone, this is part of the 75 minute supply zone. Both together again part of the daily supply zone. And daily trend is down, and also the daily zone is having daily EMA confluence, the daily supply zone. That's why it is this 15 minute supply zone is a high probability setup stock. So with this we have completed all the 3 income trades, and in the final report let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. I keep on scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there you please pause the video. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.